Hey guys, welcome back to the Hez Project. I'm John Rodolaza. It's been a very long week, but WandaVision Episode 7 has come to Disney Plus. Let's talk about it. There was a lot of cool and interesting things that we saw in this episode. For instance, it is a 2000s show now. It is very much like The Office. Like the intro is straight up The Office, although in the intro we see that it just says Wanda and a bunch of different other texts. So it kind of symbolizes the drift currently between Wanda and Vision, pretty much defying her a little bit. In a way, she banished him from the house. The same with Pietro. He is not in this episode for the most part. He is just gone, after she blasted him in the last one. So Wanda is going through some stuff, and you see it in this episode. She is kind of in a depressed state. She's in messy, baggy clothes. Her hair's in a messy bun tied behind her head, and she's just chilling. And even though the intro was pretty much straight out of The Office, the feel of the show wasn't just The Office. It felt more like Modern Family. I've never really sat down and watched Modern Family, but I've seen little bits of it, and there's similarities from Modern Family to The Office, and this was a little more close to Modern Family, and there was even a little hint of Arrested Development, if you ask me. I really love that. It's what I grew up, what I'm most familiar with. So like I said, Wanda is in a depressed state. Her kids, they're over there playing video games, and they're noticing that these things are changing. There's so many glitches around the house. They don't know what to do. They go to ask their mom because they think she has all the answers, and that's what she says. You think I have all the answers? Well, I just don't. And so you kind of create just the slightest bit of drift between her own kids. Agnes comes in at the very convenient time and she offers to take the kids, and Wanda just says, yeah, do it. Take the kids for a day. Go have fun with them. Get them out of my sight so I could have some me time. And they did these cutaways just like how they do in The Office, and I don't know if they do it in Modern Family, but like how they do in The Office and Parks and Recreation, where they just cut away, have a single one-on-one interview with a cameraman. It's just great. I love those moments in those shows, and when they did it here with Wanda and Vision, I just thought it was awesome. And Agnes had a couple, which I thought were hilarious too. I never would have thought we were ever going to get this style of television with a Marvel property. That it just blows my mind that we're getting this. Meanwhile, when Vision was trying to escape the Hex and actually, managed to escape in last episode, and his body started to deteriorate, Vision's fine. He just woke up next to a bunch of clowns, which the clowns were originally sword soldiers and whatnot, but when they got absorbed by the Hex, they became clowns, and there's just a big clown show going on on the side of the Hex. So he gets stuck in there, and he meets Darcy. Darcy's there because she also got absorbed in the last episode. She's also in the trance. She's a character. He wakes her, and then she's like, oh wow, that was not fun. I like the show, but I did not want to guest star, really. So they make a plan to get into a truck and go find Wanda in her house. I don't think that was resolved. We might see it resolved later on, because I remember seeing Vision flying out because Wanda was using her powers to create all these roadblocks. Like a bunch of road workers just came out of nowhere, and then a bunch of kids started walking in single file line across the street. So then Vision just flew off. I do believe that was the end of that, so we'll get a continuation of Vision and his little quest next time. Meanwhile, on the outside of the Hex, I always keep forgetting that there's another world on the outside. Monica Rambeau and Jimmy Woo, they're all trying to find a way to get back inside. And I guess we meet Monica's contact that she's been talking about. They gave her a Mars rover type vehicle to enter the Hex, and they thought it would work, but no, I guess the density of the barrier of the Hex has increased dramatically. And we see that after the Mars rover fails and Monica thinks for a second, oh, I guess we can't get in. But wait. And then she literally just goes into it. She pushes through, and it's like this thick layer of just the Hex. She's pushing through, and we see all of the different versions of her, and it's you can see it's changing Monica, and I'm excited to see where they take the character of Monica Rambeau, because I like her. I think she's kind of charming. Well, Geraldine was the more charming one. Monica's a little hard ass, but I'd like to see a little blend of the two in the future. Hopefully she gets like, I don't think she's gonna get her own show, but maybe she'll appear in another one of the billion Marvel shows that they announced for Disney Plus. Monica finds Wanda's house, she attacks her, uses her magic, pushes her in the air, and then Monica does a freaking superhero landing, like lands right on her knee, looks up at her with her eyes glowing blue now, like that's her thing now. She's got blue glowing eyes, and you can see Wanda's a little taken back at that. She's like, "You're not Geraldine anymore. You're something else." And so, yeah, she's trying to convince her, and it almost looked like Wanda was going to be convinced. It almost looked like Wanda was going to turn. Whereas I like this part of the scene where Monica was like, Hayward is messed up, man. He's going to destroy your whole thing. He's going to make you look like a bad guy. And Wanda says, maybe I'm already the bad guy. I thought that was funny. That was a nice little nod to all the theories have been saying that she could be like a villain again. She could be molded into the villain. In particular, a villain for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness film. But who knows? It may not go down that route, because we see in this episode, in that little scene with Monica and Wanda, Agnes steps in. She's looking out the window. Then she just comes outside, steps in, puts her hand around Wanda. She says, I think you need to leave. She's heard enough. Good day now. Brings her into her house, gives her some tea. She looks down at the coffee table, sees that there's broken up PB&Js with all the crust left, because kids... I don't know why kids don't like crust. I love crust. I eat all of the crust. Wanda stands up a little worried. Then she asks Agnes, where's the kids? She says, oh, they're probably playing in the basement. She goes in the basement, and yep, normal basement so far. She yells for the kids. They don't answer. She goes down the basement, and then we see this doorway that has a bunch of vines and like thick tree vines just going all over the wall. Wanda then goes inside this door, and the aspect ratio changes. And I really love when they do that in this show. They do such a good job. Here, I love when they do the gradual bringing back up and down. It's just awesome. I love it. It's very smooth and cinematic. Wanda goes down this hallway of just gross tree vines and all that. It's just all black, and you see like some symbols on the wall. I don't know, man. I gotta go watch a new Rockstars video to see what those symbols mean. But then there's this spell book that's got like little particles coming out of it. And then Agnes comes out of nowhere. I believe she's holding a cat. Or no, she's holding the rabbit, Senor Scratchy. Which, yeah. She's coming in with the rabbit. She says, oh, I seen you found my cave or something. It's nice to meet you. I'm Agatha Harkness. Huh? So it's revealed. She reveals herself as Agatha Harkness. Like, the theories have been right all along about that part, that she was Agatha Harkness. If you didn't pick up what just happened, if you didn't understand that Agnes just said with words that she was Agatha Harkness, they told you in like a little musical number. Not like traditional, like a bunch of ensemble people came up. No, like that. I mean, more like a montage of all of the past episodes and everything that kind of was unexplained, but now is explained, because it was like a weird jingle. It was Agnes all along. And it shows just everything that she was, instrumental for. Like, she created Pietro Maximoff. It looks like it because, her magic is purple colored, and right when Pietro answers the door, there's purple smoke coming out of his back, and she's behind a bush in the front of the yard. And then she's just in charge of all these other little things throughout the show. It was Agnes all along. Yeah. Let me know down below, what did you think of episode 7 of WandaVision? There's only 2 left, unless there's a secret 10th episode that there's been slight rumors of. But I don't know. There's 2 more left, guys. Let me know down below, what did you think? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and be sure to stick around because we got 2 more episodes left. I'm covering a bunch of Zack Snyder films in the lead up to Zack Snyder's directed Justice League. It's going to be hitting HBO Max March 18th. So you guys might want to stick around because there's always more to come.